Stenowalebabu welcomes you. Shorthand dictations in male and female voice from all sources like magazines, speeches, and editorials at various speeds up to 120 WPM for various departments like SSC, DSSSB, CRPF, Delhi Police, etc. Please like, share and subscribe the channel. Thank you.
Exercise number 25. It gives me immense pleasure to be here today to inaugurate the National Conference on Doubling India's Food Production in the next 5 years, being organized by the Ministry of Agriculture and the Crop Care Federation of India. I am glad to be a part of this august gathering comprising policy makers, representatives from the agrochemical industry, and eminent intellectuals and scientists. In the context of pursuing inclusivity in economic growth, it is of primary essence to achieve the interdependent objectives of poverty alleviation, mitigation of food inadequacy, creation of rural employment, and growth in rural incomes. Substantial expansion in the country's food production will greatly facilitate in meeting these objectives. The subject matter of this conference is therefore apt, and I applaud the efforts of the organizers to bring an issue of topical importance to the forefront of national policy discourse. A country's development is dependent on the productivity of its people. Unless the health of our population is secured, we may not be able to realize the progress that we have envisaged for our nation. With a growing population, the challenge before us is not only to ensure the indicators of food security do not deteriorate but instead show improvement. Food production therefore deserves high priority in our national policy formulation. Food deprivation cannot be allowed to continue. Steps are required to secure for the food and the needy greater access to food. Our democracy is committed to ensuring for its citizens social, economic, and political justice. We have relied on a rights-based method and empowered our citizens with legal entitlements. The landmark Mahatma Gandhi National Rural Employment Guarantee Act of 2005 is one such example. I am hopeful of the proposed legislation for provision of food security to our people becoming a reality very soon. In terms of growth, India's agriculture sector has lagged behind the other sectors of the economy. The contribution of agriculture to the country's national income has therefore declined over time. From about 23% during the 9th 5-year plan period, the share of this sector has come down to about 15% during the 11th plan period. Yet, in a country with 1/3 of its rural population below poverty line, the potential of the agriculture sector for rural uplift cannot be undermined. About a half of our country's population depends on agriculture for livelihood, which is unique as such. the growth of the agriculture and allied sectors decreased from 7.0% in 2012-13 to 2.8% in 2013-14 and to 2.1% in the first half of the current financial year. This deceleration is perhaps reflective of the challenging economic scene, but I am confident of this situation being reversed quickly. Agriculture ought to be an effective agent of change in rural India. We have envisaged the agriculture sector to grow at 4% per annum during the 12th 5-year plan. The agriculture growth in the 11th plan period was mainly due to improved agricultural prices. As demand for major crops are projected to slow down during the 12th plan period, we will have to rely primarily on productivity gains and gains to attain the targeted growth. The eastern region of our country is blessed with abundant natural resources and has the potential to achieve much higher crop productivity. At the same time, rice production in agriculturally advanced areas of northwestern India is becoming unsustainable due to over-exploitation of natural resources like land and water. We have devised a strategy for increasing production and productivity in the eastern region to ensure food security while reducing pressure on northwestern region. To achieve this objective, a four-pronged strategy was chalked as part of the Union Budget for 2014-15, covering agricultural production, reduction in wastage, credit support, and thrust to the food processing sector in order to spur inclusive growth, enhance rural incomes, and sustain food security. As part of the strategy, it was decided to implement Bringing Green Revolution to Eastern India program under Rashtriya Krishi Vikas Yojana in states to address issue of rice-based cropping system in these states with an outlay of rupees 400 crore each in 2013-14 and 2014-15 and rupees 1000 crore in 2015-16. As a result of these initiatives, farmers in the selected areas have adopted good agricultural practices like use of drum seeders, indirect seeded rice, line sowing system of rice identification, improved flash flood tolerant and drought tolerant varieties of rice, and have gained from the yield advantage of hybrid rice technology. I am told that the sustained efforts of the past 3 years have produced very encouraging outcomes in terms of significant increase in the share of the eastern region in the total rice production in the country. Of the total rice production of 104 million tons in the country in 2013-14, a record production of 55 million tons of rice was contributed by the eastern region. Thank you.